Deep in the woods, there was a misty forest, shrouded in a veil of fog that danced with the morning light. It was on the edge of a small village where the villagers often spoke of the forest's mysteries. The trees stood tall and dark, their silhouettes creating an eerie yet enchanting atmosphere. They whispered secrets to the wind, their leaves rustling with ancient tales. No one knew who lived in the forest or what secrets it held within its depths. It was a place of mystery, where every shadow seemed to hide a story. But there was magic hidden there, a magic that was felt by those who dared to venture close. It lived in the heart of the forest, where the mist was thickest and the air was still. One day, a little creature stirred, breaking the silence of the misty morning. He peeked out from under a log, his eyes wide with curiosity. His name was Labubu, and he was waking up from a long nap, stretching his tiny limbs. Labubu had nutty brown fur, soft and warm, perfect for the chilly forest mornings. He had a long, bushy tail that swished with every movement, adding to his charm. And he loved the taste of warm, chocolatey treats, which he often found hidden in the forest. Labubu was a curious creature. He loved to explore. He scampered through the undergrowth. He swung from the branches. Sometimes he would hide in the treetops. He would watch the villagers below. He wondered about their lives. He wondered what they did in their little houses. Labubu especially loved the smell of baking. He would sniff the air. He would follow the delicious scents. One scent, in particular, made his mouth water. It was the smell of chestnuts roasting. One chilly autumn evening, Labubu smelled something wonderful in the air. It was the unmistakable, warm and inviting smell of roasting chestnuts. The delightful aroma was coming from the edge of the forest. Labubu's curiosity was piqued and he followed his nose. He crept closer and closer, his little heart pounding with excitement. He peeked out from behind a bush, trying to see where the smell was coming from. To his surprise, he saw a cozy cottage with smoke curling from the chimney, nestled among the trees. The scent of roasting chestnuts was even stronger now, filling the air with its rich aroma. It made Labubu's tummy rumble loudly, reminding him of how hungry he was. He couldn't resist the temptation. He had to have a taste of those delicious chestnuts. Carefully, Labubu crept out of the bushes, making sure not to make a sound. He tiptoed toward the cottage, his eyes fixed on the source of the mouth-watering aroma. Inside the cottage, a little girl named Lila was making cocoa. The rich aroma of chocolate filled the air, mingling with the scent of cinnamon and nutmeg. The air was warm and sweet, wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. A fire crackled in the fireplace, casting a golden glow that danced on the walls. Suddenly, Lila heard a noise outside, a soft rustling that made her pause. She turned to see Labubu, a small, furry creature, peering in through the window with wide, curious eyes. Lila had never seen a creature like him before. He had a mischievous yet gentle look about him. Lila was a kind girl, always ready to make new friends. She opened the window a crack and said softly, "Hello, who are you? Would you like some cocoa?" she offered, holding out a steaming mug. Labubu was nervous, but the smell of the cocoa was too much to resist. He hesitated for a moment, then scurried inside. Lila poured him a cup, her hands steady and welcoming. As Labubu sipped the warm cocoa, he felt a warmth in his heart, a feeling he hadn't experienced in a long time. Grateful, he reached into his fur and pulled out a chestnut. But this was no ordinary chestnut. It shimmered with a faint, magical glow pulsating gently in his tiny paw. The chestnut seemed to hum with energy, its light reflecting in Lila's wide eyes. Labubu offered it to Lila, his eyes full of hope and trust. Lila took the chestnut and smiled, feeling its warmth seep into her fingers. She knew it was a special gift, one that held a promise of friendship and magic. From that day on, Lila and Labubu were friends, sharing many adventures and secrets. Every autumn, Labubu would visit Lila and they would share stories and cocoa by the fire, their laughter echoing through the cozy cottage. And every year, Lila's chestnut would shimmer, reminding her of their magical friendship and the bond they shared.